What is going on, world? What's up, everyone? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new StarCraft 2 video. This one is between two players on the WCS Pro circuit. Spawning here in the top right hand corner of 16-bit LE, playing with the red Zerg pieces. He's a member of Team Liquid and is a very good Zerg player, to say the least. His name is TLO. And his opponent spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, playing with the blue Zerg pieces. He's also one of the best Zerg players out there in the world. His name is none other than Elazer. So, guys and girls, I'm really excited about this game and this series because it was played at the WCS in Austin and was one of the games within the round of 16. So it's a very big matchup, to say the least. The winner of this, of course, moves on for a chance at, really getting, pretty highly seeded in this tournament that was played at the WCS in Austin. And I'm excited to see exactly what happens in this game. For sure. I think it's going to be very, very interesting because the ZvZ matchup is one of a lot of mind games that really comes into play. That said, let's check on what both of our opponents are deciding to do here. It seems like a hatch gas pool opener is going to come out of TLO. The same can be said for Elazer. So you see at the top left-hand corner, that production tab will show you exactly the build order that these players are going for. And I've got to say, when we talk about the ZvZ matchup and the highest level of play, a lot of times you're talking, the current unit compositions, generally speaking, start with Zerglings into Banelings and then Roaches, and then, as you go into the later game, moving into like Hydralisks and such. Sometimes you get a lot of cheese, though, in this matchup. Other times you get some macro-focused games that are absolutely epic on, epic proportions. Jeez, couldn't even say that for a second. But nonetheless, this matchup is one that is incredible when it comes to just things happening all over the map. There's just so much happening, and it's gonna be interesting, to say the least, what happens here in this game, as both players are going for that metabolic boost upgrade, which of course is a Zergling speed upgrade. Also, both players are going ahead and getting a couple of queens out. Now, I am seeing that there is a spine crawler coming in for Elazer, so I'm not sure exactly. It looks like he cancels it. I think he must have thought that maybe something fishy was going on, so he thought that maybe there was going to be a push, or maybe that was a misclick. I'm not sure, but nonetheless, he's going for that Baneling Nest. Both players getting those Baneling Nests. They're also going for those quick third hatcheries on either side of the map. So we are going to go ahead and see very shortly here what both players are going to decide to do, as they kind of are giving each other a little bit of that mutual respect that they both do deserve. Early on in this game, they're going to, instead of getting aggressive, it looks like they are deciding to kind of give each other that mutual respect and not do anything crazy as of yet. And instead of going for that very quick economy, or quick, trying to get aggressive really quickly, they're going for the booming economy instead. That said, a nice little scout here coming in for TLO, as he is going to get some nice scouting information. It does look like the follow-up, though, is going to be a lair, so it looks like Elazer is going to go for those high-tier lair-based units, and it does look like we are going to see some Zerglings moving across the map now. TLO, of course, has third hatchery is up. It does look like he is also going for that quick lair as well. We're going to start seeing some Banelings being added to the mix as well. So, very standard so far. We might be in for a macro-focused game, to say the least, here in this game. Although, things can change very quickly, and it does look like Elazer wants to get a little bit aggressive on this third hatchery, as Zerglings in a Baneling is here. Looks like that Baneling is going to get a nice connection, but this round is going to come in on that Queen. Looks like that Queen is going to be in a lot of trouble, but the Baneling does look like he is going to get a couple of connections. All that said and done, though, Elazer is forced back, and now we have the Spire, which is very interesting. Okay, so the Spire follow-up for Elazer, and I like this decision a lot. He sees kind of what's going on, Looks like a lot of ground-based units, and this Spire switch could potentially throw TLO very much so off guard. But at the same time, we're seeing TLO go for the Spire as well. Wow. So, okay, we're going to see, this is very interesting. You're going to see Spires on either end. It's almost like they're reading each other like a book at this point. I mean, I love it. I absolutely love it. So we got Zerglings, of course, that are still running around. It looks like TLO wants to get, you know, some more scouting information. He is going to see the Spire, so he's going to see, okay, a Spire's coming in. Spire's already coming in on his end as well. Beautiful scout here for TLO. Absolutely brilliant. That said, we are going to see Elazer is starting to move in to the third base location. Banelings are out. Got to be very careful with those Baneling hits. Can be absolutely devastating. Elazer does not want TLO to get comfortable because he is going to continue to push here with more Zerglings as well as Banelings as they're getting this around on that Queen. Nice play there. The Baneling is going to come and try to do, you know, it all comes down to this micro here. It does look like the Baneling is going to get some more connections. More and more Queens are going down like as we speak. Elazer's doing a lot of damage with these Zerglings, and these Zerglings are now in the the third base location. They're doing some damage to these drones, and now this is being followed up with more and more Mutalisks as they are going to be coming out. This does look like it is going to be cleared out. And all that said and done, Elazer, I feel, is in the lead here, but it's not a commanding lead at this point. It's a decent lead. But nothing too crazy to say the least as of yet. It does look like those mutas are out, and they are going to really be great at not only taking out some of those overlords, but also being that air support against all of those Zerglings. More and more of these overlords are being caught in the middle of the map here, and now Elazer is going to be supply blocked for a short period of time. But here we go. Lots of mutas that are out on the playing field for both sides, and it does look like here comes Elazer. He's going to try to do as much damage as he possibly can. It looks like he is going to get a decent amount of damage in here, at least for the time being. More and more of these mutas are going to be coming in, though, to help out in the fight. But Elazer feels like he's starting to take a nice little lead here. He's not allowing TLO to get comfortable whatsoever as we pass that 7.5 minute mark. He has just been putting on pressure consistently throughout this game. Now, TLO has done a good job of the scouting, but other than the scouting, he's been having a little bit of some trouble for sure. But here we go. Once again, it's all going to come down to the micro of both of these players and their armies. So it does look like Elazer's got a nice-sized army. He's just getting Mutalisk out of Mutalisk right now, which is very, very helpful. It looks like, here we go, the micro's going to come down. Is there a little bit of an overextension here by Elazer? It's hard to tell, but at the same time, it does look like all of these units are just slowly but surely going down. TLO is in a lot of trouble because he's also getting hit at the third base location again by more and more Zerglings. So while this is all be going on, Elazer is just doing a ton of damage. He is all over the map right now, doing damage in all different angles. And once again, he's going after that natural base location. This could be devastating at this point if he gets more and more drones. That is for sure. More and more are being added to the mix as well. And TLO is kind of put into an interesting situation because it's hard to really take on this army head on simply because there are a lot of mutas. And once again, here we go. It looks like it's all going to come down to the strength in numbers. Who's got the numbers at this point? It does look like Elazer still has a decent amount of those numbers, and it's just going to come down to trading between these two players. And oh my god, it does look like Elazer is going to get just barely have enough, and GG is called, and Elazer takes a quick 1-0 lead over his opponent. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between Elazer and TLO, and if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe for new, stay positive, and I'll see you guys all in game number 2. Alrighty everyone, well, game number 2 in this best of 5 series that was played at the WCS in Austin, and was one of the games in the round of 16 of that tournament. In the top left-hand corner of Acid Plant LE, we have, with the red Zerg pieces, he's currently down in the series, but certainly not out of it just yet. His name is TLO. And his opponent, spawning him in the cross position, playing with the blue Zerg pieces. He's currently up in this series and wants to keep it rolling in his favor. His name is Elazer. So, guys and girls, game number 1 in this best of 5 series, as I said, was a very good one, to say the least. It was one of those games that was just a lot of fun to watch, simply because it came down to a lot of, you know, just back and forth, but at the same time, Elazer just put on aggression in game number 1 and continued putting on that aggression and just slowly but surely overwhelmed TLO. And it really came down to, at the very end, the Mutalisks, as they were just trading back and forth, Elazer just had a few more Mutalisks, and that's all he needed to obtain victory in that first game. But, you know, Elazer played very well in that first game. You got to give, you know, credit where credit's due. He played a very good first game, and I'm excited to see what he decides to do here in this game, because, you know, TLO, he's got to, you know, he does not want to go down 2 games, you know, 2-0, and have to try to claw his way back into the series. Of course it's possible, but it is difficult. Elazer, of course, is going to want to go up 2-0 here, okay? And we're talking, you know, we're talking the highest level of play. We're talking there is a lot of significant, just different, you know, things that you have to kind of take into consideration and put into your mind as a pro player, I'm sure. I've never been a pro player, but at the same time, there's just, you know, you always wonder, especially when these players know each other, they know kind of the strategies that they go for in certain matchups. There's a lot of different mind games that come in, and that's why StarCraft 2 is the best when it comes to mind games. But that said, let's see what both our players are deciding to do here early on in this game. It looks like a hatch gas pool opener is going to come out of each player. They're going to follow this up with 2 queens and then a metabolic boost, which of course is a Zergling speed upgrade, out of that spawning pool. So very standard on both sides of the map so far. The question that I have is, are we going to see some cheese in this game? I would love to see if one of these players goes for some sort of timing push, something along those lines, because there were, you know, I think TLO, something that he did very well in game number 1 was he really figured out exactly what Elazer was doing at pretty much every stage of the game. The problem was he just didn't have as many Mutalisks at the end as his opponent. So, question is, what's he going to do here? Looks like he's going for that Baneling Nest, which of course the same can be said for Elazer. So he's going to go for that. Both players going for the Baneling Nest. And it does look like a couple of Zerglings have made their way across the map. They are going to be met by 2 other Zerglings of TLOs. It looks like it's just going to, you know, kind of give each other that respect early on in this game. I like it a lot. These Zerglings are going to try to kind of just camp it out here. They want to see if they can nibble away for a couple HP of that 3rd hatchery. But that said, it has been a, you know, an intense series so far. It's been an exciting one as well. We are going to see now Elazer's pulling a little bit of what TLO did, which TLO is doing it once again. Kind of getting that scouting information in, see if there's anything strange going on either side of the map. It does look like the evolution chamber is going to be coming in for both players. So both these players really, in game number 1 and so far here in game number 2, they're reading each other like a book. They're doing very similar builds. I mean, almost exact build orders to one another. It does look like TLO is going to have his evolution chamber is going to go up a little bit sooner than Elazer. He's going to get those +1 upgrades for the ground-based units up relatively quicker than Elazer, but nothing crazy as of yet. It does look like some Zerglings are going to move down towards this 3rd base location of Elazer. They're going to try to get a little bit of that scouting information, but also try to nibble around. They do get met by a Baneling, though, and that Baneling is going to be a little bit devastating. But nothing too crazy as of yet. We are going to see the switch into the lair for TLO, so we can get those higher tier lair-based units. The same can be said now for Elazer. So look at this build order. It's very similar on both sides of the map. It does look like, though, we are going to get a little bit of a change up. TLO is going to go for the Roach Warren. So we're going to see that coming in for TLO, and I like that switch up for sure. I do like that a lot. We are going to see that here shortly. As it does look like these Zerglings, though, they're going to see exactly what's going on. They're going to see that Roach Warren. They're going to see exactly what is going on. So beautiful scouting information. And just as this is happening, Elazer is going for his Roach Warren as well. So both players are really, you know, they're just kind of jawing back and forth. They're just trying to get, you know, that scouting information. But it's also, this is going to be one of those Titan type games where it's just who can, you know, macro up the bigger army. So here we go. Does look like that Baneling is going to try to, yeah, but just the back and forth, man. Just the back and forth. Look at all these overlords. They're just spread all over the place. Zerglings everywhere. And this is where it gets really, really interesting because we're going to see the roaches coming out now. And the question is who's going to have the advantage here? Missile attacks level 1 is going to be finished up in less than 5 seconds for TLO. We're going to also see Nemesis Carapace coming in as well as Glio Reconstitution for both sides. Now, we are going to see the Spire switch up for Elazer. He's going to go for that Spire, which I like that decision a lot because it does not look like a TLO is going to know about this as of yet. Question is, though, is now that TLO is starting to move across the map with a bunch of roaches, Elazer definitely knows about this. How is he going to react? Here we go. Queens and roaches are out. Banelings, Zerglings, as well as roaches are going to be met here at that third base location. Fourth base is going up right now for Elazer. Elazer is going to be having that switch here coming very shortly. So if he can just hold on here, as there is a nice chunk of an army, Glio Reconstitution is going to be finishing up for TLO very shortly here. And he is going to be forced back home. More and more roaches are being forced out of Elazer, though, at the same time. But that fourth base location is coming in now. Just finishing up. Fourth base is going to be started for TLO. But you gotta imagine that it does look like Elazer's going to have a little bit of a better economy. And with the switch with these Mutalisks, this could be pretty scary for TLO to deal with. He is sending all of his troops back home, but here comes Elazer. Elazer's moving out, and it looks like he is smelling blood right now. Like he absolutely wants to take out everything TLO's got, because there is a lot of units that are coming at the front doorstep of this third base location. He's going to pounce on this army, and it does look like he actually has the advantage. Elazer is going to have the advantage. He goes for the Mutalisks as well. Those Mutalisks are going to have great positioning right on top of those roaches, but here we go. Is there going to be an overextension? It looks like the Hydralisks are now going to be coming out of the Hydra Den for TLO. Can he hold on here? This is going to be so close as TLO's supply is absolutely plummeting right now. Elazer is doing a lot of damage, but it looks like, is there just a little bit of an overextension by Elazer? GG is called, and Elazer takes a 2-0 lead over his opponent. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between Elazer and TLO, and if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and I'll see you guys all in game number 3. Alrighty, everyone. Well, game number 3 in this best of 5 series between 2 players, and it was, you know, this series was played at the WCS in Austin and was one of the games in the round of 16 of that tournament. And now we are found here on Dreamcatcher LE with a player who is spawning in the top left-hand corner of the map, playing with the red Zerg pieces. He's currently down, but certainly not out of it just yet. His name is TLO. And his opponent spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, playing with the blue Zerg pieces. He's currently up in this series and wants to keep it rolling in his favor. His name is Elazer. So, guys and girls, this series has been one of many things, but it's been, you know, there's been a little bit of some cheese here and there. There's been some timing pushes, and there's just been straight up aggression, which has pretty much all come out of Elazer. Elazer has really dictated the pace of this game as he's going for the very quick spawning pool to get some Zerglings out on the map. It looks like the normal is going to be coming out of TLO. He's going to go for that, probably that hatch gas pool opener very early on here. But it looks like Elazer is going to go ahead. He wants to get those Zerglings out really quick to start, you know, kind of putting on a little bit of some aggression. And I like that decision a lot. He's ahead 2 games. He wants to really win. He wants to win this one relatively. You know, he wants to win this thing. He doesn't want this series to go on any longer. It does look like TLO, though, is going to try to get a little bit tricksy here. He's going for that third hatchery over at the gold base location. So I love this decision making here by both players, really. The aggression that's coming in for for Elazer. He's going to try to snipe this natural hatchery, as TLO has decided essentially to, instead of getting that quick spawning pool out, he is getting a third hatchery out. So Elazer's going to find out about this very, very shortly, and it does look like this could really hurt a lot, because there is a lot of units that are already at the main base location. So once again, Elazer is just playing his opponent like a book at this point, and it looks like all of these drones are going to be transported over to the gold base. I don't know exactly what TLO is trying to do, but TLO is in a heap of trouble right now. He is getting a lot of Zerglings out to kind of deal with this, but it does look like those drones are going to try to be somewhat of a diversion, as Elazer is now going to see exactly what's going on. A very quick third hatchery. He sees exactly what the strategy was, and I would have to say that TLO is going to be in some trouble. It looks like these Zerglings are just going to continue nibbling away at these drones, and oh my god, the amount of damage being dealt right now is absolutely ludicrous. The lost mining time, Elazer right now is happily on 2 bases. Again, those double gases in the natural expansion, and right now Elazer's got to be feeling absolutely great right now. He is doing a ton of damage, and it's just, you know, already has this natural expansion bleeding of TLOs, and basically while this is all going on, Elazer's just going ahead and he is just droning up. I mean, that's really all he's got to do at this point, is just drone up at this point and prepare for the next phase of this game. There are a lot of Zerglings coming in for TLO, but this is just the amount of lost mining time that came in. Metabolic boost is being researched now for TLO, but we are going to see, we're going to see the Roach Warren as well as an evolution chamber coming in now for Elazer. So Elazer is in such a good position right now. He doesn't need to expand to a third base as of yet. This, of course, this gold base is, you know, starting to get mined, but while this has all been happening, Elazer is just going to have such a nice, you know, army, but also just going to be ahead, of course, when it comes to the supply. Now, of course, TLO is certainly not out of this game just yet. I mean, he is absolutely not out of it, but that just was a lot of lost mining time, and this is going to put TLO behind now. He's going to go ahead and get an evolution chamber out. It does look like Elazer is getting his lair, so he can start getting those higher tier lair-based units. He's got that Roach Warren out. He's got the +1 started. So he's going to be able to kind of possibly go for a timing push here as we approach that 5-minute mark in the game. Baneling Nest is going to be coming in next for TLO. So we are also going to see, oh my god, so TLO is going for the 2 gold bases here. Very interesting decision making here. So TLO, he knows he's behind, so he needs to do something fast. It looks like the decision is going to be to go for another gold base, as we got, 4 queens out. We got, some roaches as well as Zerglings out as well. So you just gotta wonder, though. I mean, the longer this goes, I mean, if you think about it, the longer this game goes, TLO is going to have an advantage because he's going to be on both gold bases, which is going to give him an absolute edge in the economy, and he is going to get a drone, it looks like, here for his troubles. But he's going to have to move back, and it does look like now we are going to see, of course, the Nidus Worm. And this is a beautiful play here by Elazer. He is going to do a ton of damage because it does not look like there is much here. As the diversion is coming in, the queens are out, and the queens are going to be able to do so much damage right now, as just as I'm saying, this game could turn into something very, very interesting. There are Zerglings that are starting to move. There is so much action going on all over the map. It looks like these queens are just going to start trying to snipe down other queens as well as the drones. There's just a lot of damage coming in here. All Elazer has to do is hold on a little bit longer, as he is just doing so much damage in the main base location, as well as the natural location. Just going after that natural expansion. Roaches as well as queens keep popping out, doing a ton of damage. Now it looks like this is going to force TLO into an all-in scenario, but all Elazer has to do is funnel those Roaches back and forth between the Nidus network, and so much damage is being dealt here. Oh my god, the main base is under so much pressure now, as all these tech structures are under significant just heat, and you just have to wonder how much longer can TLO hold on here. Just an unimaginable amount of damage being dealt here as TLO has to move across the map. Now look, he's got that Roach Warren coming back, and he's got the spawning pool. He is so far behind though at this point. Elazer in this game and in this series has absolutely played his opponent like a book. Another Nidus Worm is going to be coming in near this goal base location, as TLO is just really trying to pull a rabbit out of a hat. He is going to significantly try and do exactly what he can here. And it looks like the transfusions are going to be coming in, and it looks like all of this damage is going to start being dealt here. But these Zerglings are on top of it this time, and it does look like they are going to be able to do the necessary amounts of damage, as it looks like Elazer is in a position of power at this point. He's going to have to, really just, I think that what Elazer at this point does is just kind of go back into the normal game. He knows he's ahead by a lot. He's just very far ahead, right? TLO, though, the thing that he's got going for him is he's got 2 bases that are gold bases. And then he also has a decent army, but it's just not really what you want when you're going up against roaches, right? These roaches and queens are going to start moving out, and is there going to be much here to stop it? Now, a 3rd base is coming in now for TLO. These Zerglings are going to try to snipe this 3rd hatchery of the lasers, and that's exactly what they're going to try to do. But I just wonder, the longer this game goes, Elazer is just in such a nice position with the roaches. And now it looks like roaches are going to start getting surrounded here, but they are going to start, kind of eating away a little bit at that army. And it does look like more roaches are going to start moving out here as they are starting to move in. Here we go. Looks like roaches are going to be added to the mix here for TLO. The question is it going to be enough? Galactic Constitution is going to be finishing up here very, very shortly. And it does look like Burrow has been activated, and it does look like they are going to burrow and come back up. GG is called, and Elazer sweeps this series and moves on to the next round of the WCS in Austin. I hope you guys did enjoy this game and this match between Elazer and TLO. And if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe for news, stay positive, and as always, I'll talk to you guys all in the next one. Peace.